Welcome to the 700th episode of the PUClpodcast. I'm Thatch, and on today's show, we rank the best and worst Gen 1 Pokemon. You're going to have to watch to find out what we said. This episode was also recorded live. We appreciate those of you who are watching now and those of you who are there. And of course, it was so much fun, we might do more of these in the future. I don't have anything else to really say, though. Nothing to hype up. I just really want to get started, so let's puckle up and get to the episode.
Now, coming to you live from atop the Lavender Town Radio Tower, it's the one, the only, Puckle Podcast.
It's Puckle! Puckle! It's Puckle! Puckle! Pokemon Underground Champions League, oh yeah! Puckle! Puckle.
Welcome to another exciting episode of the Puckle Podcast. I am your host, Trainer Thatch, here today with my wonderful co-host. We've got the one, the only Seth Vilo.
It is I recovering.
And we've got Clod9.
Hello, everyone. It is Clod9.
Man, we gotta get I really want wrestler intros for all of us, like theme music and everything.
John Cena intro.
Yeah, John Cena intros for all of us. Yeah.
Yeah, great.
I did forget to put it. So, welcome to the Puckle Podcast. Puckle, of course, standing for the Pokemon Underground Champions League, a nonsensical name we came up with in 2007, 700 episodes ago.
Heck
It's nonsensical at all.
And we talk everything Pokemon, from the trading card game to the video game to everything in between. This is the 700th episode. It is being recorded live on YouTube and Twitch as we're talking, I guess, right now. And thank you to everybody who's watching it live on stream. It's also going to premiere on YouTube so that you can experience it together in the edited form with whatever else. We have a topic today. We have all the things to talk about. I think people are going to love it. It's going to be a good show. I'm excited. Unfortunately, if you're watching on video, I know, unfortunately on the video, you don't get to see the chat right now. I'm going to try to remedy that. For later on, so that you can do that. But if you could actually watch the VOD, and we're going to leave the VOD up on YouTube, so you can.
I was going to say you should be able to on the VOD.
You'll be able to see the YouTube comments on the YouTube VOD. Yeah, not the
Twitch though, if that's VODed. So yeah.
Yeah, I guess it'll be VODed kind of, but I'm not gonna do all the work it takes. But yeah.
So if we say something weird, it's probably because we read a comment.
Yeah,
like the fact that someone
weird. Yeah.
Shellman95 wants us to do a whole topic in old man voices. I don't have the energy for that today.
I don't have the energy.
I'm recovering from food poisoning. I'm not going to do that.
Oh, how did you get food poisoning?
Tell us explain the story.
Great detail.
Tell us the story.
I ate something, and about 13 hours later, I unate something. So that's about how it happened.
I told you gas station sushi doesn't work out, okay?
I'm sorry. It just looked so good.
The gas station sushi is it's not for eating.
It's a trap. It really is.
It's for looking.
Yeah. It's for looking.
Oh, God.
You shouldn't poison your food, Seth. Oh, thank you. I didn't think of that. Shoot.
Poison. Seth, have you thought about not eating things that are sus?
Sorry, I'm trying to give myself poison heal one way or another.
I thought I would gain HP. You don't understand. But yeah, have you guys been doing anything crazy lately? Anything cool?
Yes.
Oh,
absolutely.
Tell me about it. Tell me about it.
So, one week, finished the May Puckle badge bonanza for Ancestral X. It was annoying.
Oh, that's true.
Having to calc every single fight, and I'm not doing that again.
Yeah, don't. Just play for fun.
But it was a Nuzlocke, so I kind of had to do something. Anyways, but I've gone more more religiously to my Pokemon League for once a week.
Nice.
And
okay.
I'm having so much fun because we have a small group. It's a local, it's a newer-ish locals, and we get anywhere from 4 to 8, 9 people max.
Wow.
And it's fun because no one's playing extremely meta decks anymore. So we're all having fun, and I went in last week.
Well, your league's fun. Your league's a blast. I want to go to your league, Claude.
I went in last week with Armor Rouge box, and I completely
nice.
dominated, and I'm having the most fun I've had with this deck.
I want to
and
go. Claude, can you transplant your whole league to my locale? I really want that. Okay.
Like,
So, go ahead, Claude. Go.
The store is mainly Magic, but they're trying to do other card games. Like we
Mhm.
were
That's
there doing Pokemon League, and there was a Black Clover pre-release for insert other game here.
There's a lot of stuff like that going on right now.
It's like, oh yeah, someone was playing Sword Art versus Black Clover, and I'm like, what is going on in this anime card game realm?
The anime card game realm is kind of going nuts. It's insane.
It is.
Is it really? Okay.
Yeah.
There was
Yeah,
one
no,
day
there's
where
just
it's
it's going nuts.
they had but like they had a whole bunch of things going on, and it was super fun. I'm like, this is kind of cool. This is nifty. This is good. But you know, that's my league, and it's great, and I'm really happy.
Our biggest fan in the chat right now, Shark Finnegan.
Oh yeah.
We don't know him very well, but he does ask if we have any Switch 2 stories. I have minor ones.
I have a justification story, I guess.
Ooh, what's your justification story? I want to know what that.
I don't know.
I want to understand what this all entails.
Number one, I decided to go to sleep the night that the pre-order started everywhere, so I did not get a pre-order in. I've been kind of looking out for when I would get the email from Papa Nintendo saying, "Hey, you can do yours now," and I never got one. So, oh well.
It might still come.
It might. But the more I don't know, the more I'm looking into this Switch thing and the whole like license agreement thing and all that kind of stuff the drift stuff, it just feels a little icky to me, and I'm less and less motivated to get one, even though I have an OG and it would be incredibly faster.
Okay,
but I'm just kind of resistant. I don't know.
I've got a couple comments.
For sure.
As local game
assuade my fears.
The Joy-Con drift I think is still like a very valid claim. Granted, I've moved to like not using Joy-Con for controllers most of the time, playing on TV. So it's probably less of an issue for me. I also think unless you're playing Smash really heavily with Joy-Con, you're probably okay anyway.
I don't know. It's just annoying.
And
I've had a couple that drift real badly.
Yeah. I completely understand. And then the other thing, so Joy-Con drift I think is a valid claim. The only thing, but like when you're talking about the end user agreement, they have that for the Switch. Like the Switch you own now has that. Like I don't know if you're aware. The internet's just going nuts about it.
Yeah.
No, it has the exact same thing.
Does it really? Okay.
Yeah. The Switch you own now has the exact same thing. It's just that people read it this time and are freaking out. But the original Switch and even the Wii U and the Wii all have the same thing.
So since I have replaced hardware on my OG Switch, they could at any point brick my current OG Switch.
Yes.
Oh.
Yes. And they haven't, right?
Okay.
I think unless you're going to go online with a CFW Switch and cheat in competitive games, I do not think it'll be a problem.
That's fair.
I do not think it'll be a problem. But I do think that Joy-Con drift is a very valid worry and complaint.
Of all the things that I thought they would have fixed, it's the thing that they were sued on. Well, I thought they would have fixed.
So with the way the Switch 2 works, it's actually a much more difficult problem than you would actually think.
The magnets.
It's the magnets. Yeah, they can't do a Hall effect sensor because of the magnets in the Joy-Con. So they have to go to this one. There's some other issues, and I'm sure somebody else will find like a good, decent replacement in the near future. Like, and it'll exist, and you can do your own swap at some point. But it'll be a few months out. I'm sure it'll exist though. If you care enough, that is as well.
Yeah, I'm sure I will at some point, and you know, it might be months from now that I
I don't think there's a reason to get one right now anyway, unless you're a diehard like Mario Kart fan. I don't think there's a reason to get one. I will say, I was fortunate enough to get two, one for myself, one for my wife, and I got one on Best Buy from like the pre-order. I've told the story on the show before. And then actually, there's a bonus show that's coming out this week with me and Shark Finnegan, where we went over all of the leaked Mega Evolutions.
Okay.
And we did a discussion because we typically don't do leaks on the main show, right? So I figured it'd be great Patreon content
for a lot of reasons.
But so Shark and I are on it. We were talking about the email that came out in May where they sent you an email that said, "Oh, you're still in line," you know. And I was like, "Oh, I didn't check." I'm like, "I didn't check to see if I got that email," and I checked Nintendo in my inbox, and I actually got the email from Nintendo.
Wow, what the heck?
And I was like, "Oh man, I gotta go buy this like right now."
Why don't they like me? What the heck?
I gotta go buy this right now. But I will say, playing Pokemon Scarlet and Violet on the Switch.
Yeah,
2,
it is nice that game is finally complete and actually works now.
It is like playing a completely different game. Like, I swear, it is like playing.
It's finally released.
Yeah, it is a playable game. I don't know. I'm sure it's a combination of one, Game Freak has always pushed the hardware that their games are on to the limit. But also just that they had zero time to optimize it.
Yeah, probably.
But yeah. Yeah, I wouldn't get it. I wouldn't get it until ZA, but yeah, that's my answer.
Yeah, I'm kind of hopeful that there's gonna. I know there won't be, but I'm really hopeful that there will be a Zygarde flavored Switch 2.
Yeah,
I'm holding out for that as my excuse.
I don't think that you're gonna see a lot of that in the first year of the Switch 2.
Yeah,
I don't think so either, but I'm hoping.
I think what we will get, and this will be very disappointing to everybody, is we will get a Switch 2 Lite.
Yeah,
that comes out for Gen 10, and it'll have the Gen 10 legendaries or whatever box art stuff is on it.
And just like we've gotten before.
Yeah.
I will say, if you are looking still for one, like, I went to my local GameStop.
Yeah, they probably have some.
Like at the pre-order, I was able to upgrade, or like the day of, they made us come in early to check in, so we can they can just hand it to us that night.
Yep.
And I went in, and there were like, we still have some, and I'm like, can I switch my regular Switch pre-order to the bundle? And they're like, oh yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, I heard it was way overstocked everywhere, so that's good.
Yeah.
No, I think it's great. This is good news. This is great news for everybody that it's overstocked.
This is good news.
I think it is. I think it's fantastic. I had a huge, well, not a huge, but I had to have like an argument with people that I work with who are like big, because I work with in science, right? So like I have a lot of like the PC master race people that I work with, right? And they're like, well, one guy had like a really bad argument. He's just like, the Switch 2 would benefit from having the Steam store on it. And I was like, would it?
No, literally no.
I'm like, what are you talking about? He's just like, well, I feel like that's how they should do it. I don't want to buy the same game twice. I go, yeah, but you're like not most people, right? He's like, no, the Steam Deck is like a really good idea. I'm like, the Steam Deck isn't even competing with the Switch, man.
No,
he's like
markets completely.
They're different markets, man. I'm just like, they've sold 4 million Steam Decks. They sold 140 Switches. Like 140 million Switches. I don't know in what world you think that they're competing, and they need the support from Steam. Also, are you advocating for a centralized monopoly platform to buy video games on? Like,
this is the only store you buy games on.
What is happening? What is happening right now? Also, do you not want to pay the developers that had to develop a completely different version of that game to run on the Nintendo Switch?
That said, I am kind of liking the idea of a Steam Deck just in general, because I'm doing more PC stuff than Switch stuff. So I'm kind of looking at one of those.
No, I've been looking at a Steam Deck for a little bit for some things, because like there are a lot of games that I really like on Steam that like I can't get on Switch. Like they just don't exist on Nintendo Switch.
And a coworker of mine and I were chatting. Yeah, looks cool. Anyway,
the Steam Deck versus the Switch is just the new Genesis versus Nintendo.
Apples versus Orange.
I don't even think it's that. I think the Genesis versus Nintendo was a much more fair fight. And now like Steam Decks are just not like
they're small computers.
They're small computers. It's the mobile computer market versus like a mobile gaming
exactly
market. They're two different markets. Also, it's very hard to fight against a video game company that's like synonymous with video games, right? Like how many people's parents still call video game systems like a Nintendo, right?
Nintendo,
like, yeah. Look at that. Oh, I bought a PlayStation 5. Wow, are you going to play that on your Nintendo?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Nintendo it's fine. It's going to be fine. It does its own thing. It has its own games. And they thought the idea of having a Switch 2 that cost $450, which honestly, if you look at 2017, like $300
was the normal Switch?
Then,
yeah.
To now is like it's pretty similar.
$399, something like that. It's pretty close.
It's pretty close. And so I feel like people's arguments towards this are just very,
honestly, I feel the same way about the game price.
Yeah, I'm gonna.
I know I'm
the
gonna
game price hasn't
gonna
changed.
come under fire for that, but like
Game
$80 for a video game that I'm gonna play for 1,000 hours. I get it.
It's not even. It's
I
not
hate
even
it,
80.
but I get it.
Most of them aren't even $80. First of all, like
Yeah.
Everybody's complaining about the $80 price. That's on Mario Kart. If we look at Pokemon Legends ZA, which is coming out right for Nintendo Switch 2, instead of $60, it is going to be $70. Most games are $70. And they prepped us for this.
I think the Switch is only 60.
Yeah, if you buy the Switch version, and then the upgrade pack is 10, so you're the same price too, right? So it's all the same. I think people are like it's people want to complain it's overpriced, but I don't think it's actually that overpriced. Nintendo has they said this about the Switch too. They complained about the price of the Switch when it came out as well. So like the history repeats itself. But yeah, that's an intro. We talked about Switch. We talked about the Switch too. There's some news to cover though. So we should go kick it on over to that news. So let's cue that epic ball bounce now. Welcome to our news segment. In the news segment, we've got a couple things to talk about. First and foremost, because it's summer, our favorite gacha game, Pokemon Masters, is going to have summer themed clothes for everybody. Wow, wow,
Hooray!
Wow, 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 wow.
That's a big winner right there.
Yeah, who would have thought?
I do like the gigantic Alolan Executor though.
Yes, it's very good. I do like it. I mean, it's not even a giant Alolan Executor. It's just an Alolan Executor. I don't know what to tell you.
I mean, like as in the art, it's
yeah,
right
yeah,
up there.
Yeah. The art is very good.
Camera is. I like it.
I do appreciate the art that comes out of.
It is definitely
like,
not doing its job of shading people, though. I will say.
No, it's not at all. The sun is obviously coming from a different direction. It's fine.
Correct.
Yep.
All right. Also in the news, which I found the most odd, we missed this because I didn't record a show last week live. But
oh yeah, that's right.
But they announced that there's going to be a Pokemon Presents in July. On July 22nd, 2025. They also announced that Pokemon Legends ZA is coming out October 16th as well. And you can go pre-order those now. The pre-order started on June 5th. So you can actually do it. But yeah, they announced that there's going to be in July. Like that is, I think this is the longest they've ever given us like a heads up. That,
yeah,
hey,
I think
it's like 2 months. They give us like 2 months.
Sarah B. Joe confirmed that, I think, where it was like the longest we've had in advance. So
yeah,
what?
I don't need him to confirm it. I can tell you. Trust Thatch.
Well,
Thatch has been around forever.
I know, but
yeah, this is
it's confirming.
But yeah, it's like it's so wild that it's like so far in advance.
Our Sigma points out it's the day before physical Japanese pre-orders, which is interesting.
I believe that. I do believe
explain
that.
Why.
Yeah, I do believe that. But yeah, no, they're giving us that. And October 16th, I do find that ZA coming out October 16th. That's kind of what I thought was going to happen. I said that several times because it lines up pretty much with the release of X and Y in 2013. And it's not the Christmas game because I didn't think it would be the Christmas game.
I thought it was, and I was wrong.
Switch 2 is going to have some real big slam title for November. I guarantee it. Because I think there's like
Kirby Air Ride.
I don't know when Kirby Air Ride's supposed to come out, but I doubt that's the Christmas game.
Darn.
I really doubt it. But I'm sure there's going to be like a slam dunk Christmas game. They're going to announce like
Smash Brothers again.
No, dude, if they get rid of Super Smash Brothers Ultimate's so good, I feel like unless they do something super special for Super Smash, it's going to be very, very difficult. Are they going to Wrangler Bob asked if they're going to tease the next core game? They will not. They will tease that
I don't think they will.
On February 27th, 2026. That is when they will do it. The pre-order gift does also depend on the country. I think if you pre-order on the Pokemon Center website in the US, I think you get something like I think it's boring. I think you get like a choice, like you randomly get one of the sitting cuties.
Isn't yeah, I think that's it. One of the sitting
for
cuties.
the starters.
No, I think it's a keychain actually. It's a keychain.
No. It is one of the sitting cuties.
Okay.
Yeah, it is one of they send you either a Chikorita, a Tepig, or a Totodile. And somebody's like, "Are you going to do that?" I'm like, "I could just go buy those guys right now." And
yeah, you have that place at the mall.
Yeah, I mean, I don't even need to go to the mall. I could just look them up and order them on Pokemon Center right now. Like, there's nothing stopping me. But yeah, I don't think it's worth it. I think there might be a keychain as well, but I'm not worried about it.
Mm-hmm.
So I am not worried about it at all. So yeah, it's better than 200 Pokeballs again. I mean, they probably will do that for Gen 10. They will probably do that for Gen 10. Oh, this is the wrong thing. And there was one more thing that I was supposed to highlight, but I guess I lost it. Let me double check it. No, that's it.
A lot of the games work better on Switch too, so that's cool.
Yeah, the games do work better on Switch too. The load times are down like crazy on like everything. It's just because it has so much more RAM.
Exactly.
I think I was seeing something. You can save 13 seconds if you're shiny hunting a starter and ESP.
And you could see so many more of them on one screen too. Is my understanding.
Scarlet and Violet, yeah, dude. Scarlet and Violet are completely different games. I can't get over how much better they are with the update. Like if that would have released this version of Scarlet and Violet in 2022, there would have been no complaints. They would have had no problems. Pokemon would have seen such a good life.
The trees, but
no, dude, the windmill looks so good now.
I know.
It's so good.
That's our bar.
That's my bar. I'm a Pokemon fan. I don't have a lot of things.
Right. I can talk more about Scarlet and Violet though. So to celebrate the release of Switch 2, Porygon 2 has an outbreak until Sunday night, which is hilarious because up until like Thursday it was Porygon regular. So that's a hilarious little call.
It's cute. They did it on purpose. It's really cute.
Yeah. It's also apparently the 7-star raid until Sunday evening.
Perfect. I should go catch one. They have a guide on Pokemon.com on how to catch shiny Pokemon. Oh my gosh, we're opening this real quick. It is from April 2024. Oh my gosh, complete your decks to get your shiny charm. Go to mass outbreaks. And then you'll have the highest chance of when you receive the message there are not that many Pokemon left from the original outbreak.
Oh yeah.
At this point, it's best to avoid catching or defeating any Pokemon and keep your eyes peeled for a shiny Pokemon you want to find. If you wander to a new location. Oh my gosh, this is great. Wow.
Yeah, that's actually cool.
Wow. Okay. And they tell you how to make the sandwiches on Pokemon.com.
Love it.
Wow.
Official sources.
Wow. That's really
wild.
Cool. Yeah, that is actually really cool. Okay. I apologize. Sorry, guys.
Someone says Nintendo Switch Z confirmed.
All right. We'll move on. Moving on. What's the next thing?
The next thing is that big news from the time this show is recording. NAIC is this weekend, meaning not like the weekend happening now, live listeners. The weekend that will be happening after Monday when the show officially comes out. So that is down in New Orleans. And it'll be a lot of crazy things happening, a whole lot of fun. We might even get some kind of, usually Worlds is the announcements for things like that. So I don't know what I was about to say.
The NAIC won't give you anything. Worlds will give you an announcement.
NAIC is cool though. Starts Friday, has a ton of giveaways like Wolf's Incineroar, which is hilarious.
I think what I expect from announcements this year at Worlds is a Pokemon Champions release date or something similar to that. It will be Pokemon Champions related.
Yeah. But I think it'll be like next Worlds will be on Champions or something like that. That'll be interesting. Which would be cool. But also you can get a Platinum Mew emblem for Pokemon Unite. There's something for live, but they didn't add it to the page. There's also a live thing going on now, but someone else will talk about that. But yeah.
Well, tell us more about Pokemon Go then, I guess.
I sure can. The monthly Go Pass is now live for everyone. Ooh. Even if you didn't buy it, you can work your way to an Articuno by completing daily and weekly tasks, which is cool. I don't think I have.
Actually, okay, how much does this cost me?
Well, it says even if you didn't buy it, you can work your way. So
yeah,
I think it's just
I want to buy it now because
I think it just gets faster.
This is actually good. Like I want this now.
I think Articuno's the one Gen 1 Pokemon I don't have.
I have all of Gen 1, but I think if they keep doing things like this, and I love weekly challenges like this to do in Pokemon Go. Like this is my crack.
I've had one quest in Go that's I'm locked at because I can't take a picture of a dang Landorus.
The deluxe paid version of the Go Pass is now available on the Pokemon Go web stores. Okay, let's see.
For a mere $50. No, I'm kidding.
For a mere, I'm gonna click it. It's making me sign in.
You're inherited.
Oh well.
There's multiple levels. The Go Pass Deluxe for June is $8. The June plus 10 ranks, whatever the 10 ranks are, is $10. And Go Pass Deluxe June plus 10 ranks Ultra Box, that gives you more items as well. So I don't know what that means.
My item bag has
That's
been
fine.
full for years. Oh well.
Mine will always be full.
I know. Anyway,
okay, what
other
else
things.
Is this? Oh man, Summer
The
Retreat.
Phantom Ruins event takes place this weekend to coincide with the last Go Fest before Global. The 14th through the 18th is when that takes place, and it focuses on incense. It adds GMAX Intellion to the game. And then finally for Go, Jangmo-O is the community day on the 21st, if you need a couple of those.
Actually, I do. So, yeah.
I do too. I don't think I have a single one.
That's during the weekend of...
I haven't played.
Well, I guess, yeah, this is during the weekend of Origins Game Fair. I will be there.
Oh, there you go.
I'll be at Origins Game Fair.
If you're there, go say hi to Thatch.
Please don't.
Please don't.
Please don't. My favorite part about being a minor internet celebrity is the lack of people coming to say hi to me.
Yeah.
It is,
niche internet micro celebrity.
I'm a niche internet micro celebrity, and people don't say hi to me that often, which I'm okay with. It has happened a couple times, and it's like really weird.
It's happened to me at a couple regionals. People recognize my voice, or maybe from the couple times I've been on a stream or something like that. Are you Seth from PUCL?
Yeah.
And I'm like,
are you
yes.
Seth? Okay, thank you. I guess.
I want that to happen to me.
I've had it happen a couple times at regionals, where
I'm jealous.
Where people just recognize me, where they sometimes they're like weird and dodgy about it though, so which makes it worse. But that's fine. All right. Claude, you're next. You get a couple TCG things to say.
I'm there. Great. So new trademarks have been filed in Japan for the Ninja Spinner set. Possibly come out in the fall, and this could be your like Mega Charizard, your Mega Greninja, if that happens.
That's happening. It's happening. No, it's happening. We know it's happening.
We have no proof of that.
Other than it's
cool
super
Greninja.
likely. Other than it's super likely, yeah.
We already have Ash Greninja. It's just going to be Ash Greninja is going to get rebranded to Mega Greninja.
I think Claude, we're in the same boat. Like, I agree with you entirely.
I think that
actually,
might just happen, and there's that.
Yeah.
But we don't know until Nintendo tells us.
I agree with you.
It doesn't
I
exist.
agree with you.
I
agree with you.
Yeah. Also, locals will be running mid-year events with cool goodies like dice and promos. The best one is Dracloak for the TCG because it's it's a good card.
Real cool.
And it's gonna have the play stamp on it.
Woo.
Woo.
Cool. So go to your locals. It's fun.
Yeah, I got stickers last time. I kind of want the dice. I like the dice. I'm a big fan of Pokemon dice.
The dice are really cool.
No, the dice look really cool.
I love the Heads, Tails, Pikachu dice. Those are so cool.
Oh,
no, this is making me want to go back to locals, but at the same time, I don't. Because then I have to go to locals.
We got the rocket dice from like the Destined Rivals.
That's cool.
Our LTS opened a bunch of ETBs just to have the cards to sell to us. So they gave us the dice for playing in one of the events. And
that's cool.
Because I have like the rocket dice where the R is the.
I'm all about these stickers though. Okay.
Yeah, right.
All about these stickers.
There's a great ball on the sticker. They're talking about.
There is. They are. They know it's us. It's a reference directly to PUCL. They have not tried to give me a copyright strike for using that on a T-shirt before, ever.
Nope.
And
Never.
ever. They've never done that. All right. Well.
And then on to the next thing was going to be. I was just going to jump in for the PUCL badge bonanza for June.
Do it.
You can submit up to 3 previous badges if you haven't done them already for anything of the previous months. You can also get June's badge for participating in 2 out of the 4 events happening weekly.
You actually get it if you're in this stream. You actually get it if you're in this stream.
Oh, cool! Welcome. Congratulations, everybody.
Right I'll see if I can also get it.
Is this one of the 4 or?
This is one of the 4. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think.
Cool.
This is one of the 4.
This is one of my 4.
You should. You are participating, Claw.
LOL.
Put that in the bat. So the way we'll do this is if you're in chat right now, And you go to bad submission, you can put one of your two as saying, I attended the PUCL live stream.
Yeah.
Oh goodness, get ready for a million notifications.
Yeah.
Well,
Right.
wait,
Brace yourself.
Brace yourself, batten down the hatches.
But yeah. All right. Well, that has been the news. We've got more exciting things to talk about, though. We do, but then also we've got the PUCL. We got the PUCL's Poke Quiz coming up. Everybody's favorite part of the show. So we're gonna go ahead and kick it on over to that.
Oh hi, and welcome to the Poke Quiz, the part of the show where we quiz our co-hosts on their insane Pokemon knowledge. I'm Mark from the Dunsparce gang, here to explain the rules. Our fabulous co-hosts will work as a team to answer 5 Pokemon-themed trivia questions that fans have submitted on the Discord server. Each question is worth 1 point, with Pokedex and multiple answer questions worth more, for a total of 7 points. The hosts can use a free hint at any time. If they get all the answers correct and do not use the hint, they can cash it in for an 8th point.
Welcome to PUCL's Poke Quiz. We're going to jump right into it. A reminder that you can always submit your questions to us at pucldiscord.com, where you can try to stump the co-host or give hard questions, whatever you want to do.
Let me pull off my color Pokemon screen.
Yeah, don't cheat, Claude. Probably.
Yeah.
That'll probably matter.
Whoa. I'm not doing nothing now.
Yeah.
I had to purposely close my screen. And
Yep.
Now I'm just staring at the chat.
All right. Well, we're going to go ahead and we're going to get started then. Our first question, as always, is a general trivia question. I don't know if people actually like these little screens that I have with the little walking guy on it, but we'll see. And I like it, which I think is all that matters. But here we go. Oh, somebody wrote the quiz, the rules in chat. That's so adorable.
That's
the co-host must answer 7 questions, including a multi-answer question. And if they don't take a hint, they get an 8th point.
Now, chat, don't tell us the answer unless we ask.
Yeah,
chat.
Can we go to emo only?
Actually, they just don't look at chat. Okay.
Yeah, I'm not unless we ask.
Oh, I forgot the letter N. I apologize.
Take off my glasses so I really can't see.
Question number 1 is from Ellie. What Pokemon changes form due to being frozen?
Ooh, I know this one. Do you know this one?
Wait, do
you know this one? I like to imagine it's like Dora the Explorer.
Wait,
click on the answer.
But when you say due to being frozen, do you mean like when they get the status frozen?
When they get the status frozen.
Upon being frozen, changes form.
Yep.
It's just cast form?
No.
No, that's not the answer.
Shaman Sky form.
Shaman Sky form is correct. It is Shaman Sky form. It is Shaman Sky form. Yeah. All right. Your next question. That's 1 for 1. Is you should have lied to Claude and getting the.
I should have lied and then DM'd you the answer.
DM me the answer. All right. Then your next one is another general trivia question. This one is from Smeargle19, a regular. What are the only regional forms that cannot be transferred out of Pokemon Home into any Generation 8 or 9 games?
Regional forms that cannot be transferred out of Home into 8 or 9.
Yeah.
So is it just like
Starter, Pikachu, and Eevee?
Yeah, I think so. I guess they're technically regionals.
Are they considered regionals?
Those are not considered regional forms. Those are not considered regional forms.
Fair enough. Is it just Pokemon that have been dexited in Gen 8 and 9? Is that what this is?
I can't tell you the answer.
I know, I'm thinking. I don't think there was any. Out of Home specifically.
Out of Home into a Generation 8 or 9 game. Let's Go Pikachu and Eevee does not count because it's a Generation 7 game.
Yeah, that's the point.
Well, yeah, you would upload them into Home and then try to download them into 8 or 9.
Yeah, you would not be able to do it into 8 or 9.
Yeah.
That's what we're saying.
What are the only regional forms that can't do it? It's one answer, guys. It's like one Pokemon line.
Okay.
Oh gosh, I'm not good with this.
Spiky-eared no.
You can't get into Home. You can't get out of Gen 4.
Exactly. It can't leave. It's not the
Pichu.
Spiky-eared Pichu.
I've tried many times on that one.
Is it something that like you can upload it in one form and can't?
Is it the Totem Pokemon? Can you bring the Totem Pokemon over to Gen 7 or 8?
I think you can,
Okay.
because that's not really a regional form. That's just a marker, honestly. I think you can bring those down.
Is it a regional form?
Yeah, and I would argue that the totems aren't really regionals. They're a regional trait, not a regional form.
Like you're sitting there with me.
Is this where we ask chat? Is this where we use our chat clue?
You can. I will let you use a chat clue since we're live today. You guys can poll the audience.
Okay, audience. Are we asking for like the answer or a hint? What are the rules here?
I'll let them do the answer. Throw it
to us, chat, if you know it.
Chat, if you know the answer.
I'm having trouble wrapping my head around this question.
Put it in the chat, and then I'll read off some of the popular answers for you guys. Squid says Alolan Raticate. Liger says Rattata. Now, I will tell you, Liger did write the questions down. Gigasaurus says Sandshrew. Ten Little Men says it's Pikachu. Timal says Alolan Rattata / Alolan Raticate.
Wait, you can't bring Alolan Raticate into Gen 8 or 9?
I would think it's been dexited.
Gigantamax Eternatus, Raticate, Alolan Rat Boy.
Gigantamax Eternatus, technically correct.
Sandslash. I'm reading all the answers. You guys gotta pick one.
I'm seeing a lot of Rat Boy, so I'm comfortable doing that.
I'm okay with that too. I didn't expect Rat Boy to be the one, but I mean,
are you ready?
Yeah.
Are you ready?
Yeah. Lock in. Thank you, audience.
Alolan Rattata and Raticate are the answer. Because they are only available in Let's Go Pikachu and Eevee, and then in Gen 8 you could catch a Rattata and Raticate in BDSP, but you could never transfer in the Alolan forms to BDSP.
Oh.
Yeah. Okay. But you couldn't bring them over to Switch or at all?
You can bring them. They can go to Let's Go Pikachu and Eevee.
They can't go to Sword and Shield?
They cannot, because Rattata and Raticate are not in Sword and Shield.
Yeah, they were dexited in Gen 8 and 9.
Yeah.
They haven't been in a dex since 7.
Since 7, yeah. Well, they were in BDSP, but the Alolan forms couldn't be transferred into BDSP. Yeah, that's fine. BDSP slander is unnecessary, but I digress. You are 2 for 2.
It need not be said.
Your next question is your Pokedex entry question, as always, and it's going to come to you from Terminator Pickle. And this is these are just like bangers, right?
I love that.
Terminator Pickle asks, or gives you a first entry from Pokemon Sun, and it says, it has trouble drawing a line between friends and food. It will calmly try to melt and eat even those it gets along well with. Who's
melt
that Pokemon?
And eat?
Yeah.
That's what I heard.
It has trouble drawing a line between friends and food. It will calmly try to melt and eat even those it gets along well with.
Okay, so I'm imagining either fire or poison here.
Thinking Turtonator is just a thought that comes to my mind immediately.
Okay.
I think that'd be more about the shell than about.
Could it be Slugma? Those seem kind of dull.
Somebody in chat says Alolan Raticate again.
What if we had a week where every answer was somehow Alolan Raticate?
It's Alolan Raticate again.
What is the only dark normal Pokemon?
I don't think Slugma's in Sun and Moon.
Okay, yeah, that's fair.
I need an answer here, guys. I'm gonna need an answer.
So we need a fire type from Sun and Moon, basically, or
poison. Wait, it could be melting poison.
No, it wouldn't be Salandit. That's about the female.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
What else does Kiawe have?
Marowak, not that. Turtonator is all about like how if you touch it, it explodes.
It's about the shell, I know.
I need an answer, guys.
Give us a second to think of something.
I did. I gave you more than a second, actually.
That's true. You gave us like 3 of them.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think you haven't given us enough time to fully come up with an answer.
If I had to pick one, I would say Slugma right now until we get the second dex entry.
Slugma's not in Stun. I can tell you.
I don't know. It might still have a dex entry there.
Pick something.
Fine. What about Golisopod or something? I don't know.
Golisopod. Sure. We're going to move on. You get to change your answer after the next one.
Probably not Golisopod. We'll see.
This is from Pokemon Y, this entry. So if you answer Golisopod, I will be upset.
Let's not again.
Its four horns are a high-performance radar. It uses them to sense sounds and smells rather than using ears or a nose.
What?
4 horns?
Four horns. Radar. Melts things.
Yeah.
Is there a fire type with 4 horns?
You do have the hint, by the way, as well, but I guess
what else melts things? I thought poison.
Would it be like? I'm not sure about the horns, but my mind went to melting Gen 6, and I think of like Gudra.
Oh.
Or like Slig.
Oh.
Somewhat, or like even it can't be Gooby, but like that.
One of them. Yeah, it could be one of them. Could it be Goomy?
No, Goomy doesn't have horns.
It has 4 horns, doesn't it? It seems dull enough that it would accidentally melt you.
Sure.
This is a rather sticky situation.
Ha 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 ha.
Ha 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 ha.
I think it's something in that line.
I would agree. I don't think it's going to be Gudra.
What do you want to lock in here?
I don't think it's Goomy. I think we have a better chance with Sliggoo or Gudra than we do with Goomy.
I think Sliggoo then of the two.
Cut the difference. Cut the difference.
Cut the difference.
Cut the difference.
Sliggoo? Sliggoo? Is that what we're answering?
Yeah.
Now,
yeah.
What if we went Hisui and Sliggoo?
The answer is Sliggoo. The answer is Sliggoo. I'm done. The answer is Sliggoo, guys. You got it. You got a point. Okay.
Yay.
I'll take it.
Maybe Eradicate's hairs counts as horns.
Maybe Eradicate's hair.
All right. Your next question is your multi-answer question. As always,
oh boy.
There are up to 3 points available to you guys here. There are 7 answers. The way this is going to work is for every 2 answers I get, for the first 2, I'll give you a point. For the second 2, I'll give you another point. And you got to give me the last 3 for that third point. This question, you have 3 strikes. You have to lock in every answer.
Okay.
This question comes to you from Don't Grab a Grubbin.
Good advice.
And the name is very thematic to the question. Generation 4 introduced the most new bug type moves with 7. Can you name them all?
Oh, no.
All right, so this is Generation 4, right?
Generation 4 bug type moves introduced in Gen 4. You have to lock them
immediately
in.
Think of 2.
So I have a couple. Attack Order.
Attack Order is correct.
Yeah.
That is the first one.
Defend Order.
Defend Order also counts, yes.
Heal Order.
Heal Order counts, yes.
All right, those are the 3 I had. I think you
Bug Buzz.
Bug Buzz, that counts. That's 4, right? 4.
U-turn.
U-turn is 5, yeah.
Okay. And now I'm stumped.
There are 2 more.
One
of them I think will be hard to get. The other one shouldn't be, but yeah.
When did Bug Bite exist? That might be a Gen 4, maybe.
X Scissor came out in Gen 4. I'm almost
X Scissor, it did.
Really?
Yeah, that is 6.
Oh wow, okay.
There's one
I
more.
remember putting it on like all of my Pokemon because I thought it was the coolest move, even though
it is the coolest move. It is the coolest move. That's why.
Bug Bite is the only other one. I don't remember when it came out. I don't know if that's Gen 4 or Gen 5.
Yeah.
Well, you have 3 strikes. You have 3 strikes.
I think it's Gen. I think it's of those 2. I think it would be Gen 4 because I know that Scizor was crazy about it for a little bit. Or did it?
So I don't know if that's Gen 4 or Gen 5.
You have 3 strikes.
Ooh. I'm good. Let's do it. YOLO.
Okay.
Bug Bite.
Bug Bite is correct. That is your 7th
Yay.
move. And hence why I told you just to try to lock it in. So Attack Order, Heal Order, Defend Order, U-turn, Bug Bite, Bug Buzz, and Exenzor all came out in Generation 4.
So much Gen 4 and bug types used to be my favorite type. So I was like very much like into this.
Glad we had you here. I wouldn't have thought of Vespiquen.
Oh yeah,
you are 6 for 7 here, or 6 for 4. You can get your next question. You haven't used the hint. You only used the special audience bonus hint. That's not the same. So you do have your last question. Yeah, go ahead, Claude.
Instead of using the hint, make it another audience polling hint?
We can do that for this last question. Yeah, sure.
Yeah, let's just do that and have them use it before we even guess the question.
Okay. But no, let's do it. This is a base stat question as always. This is from TBG Gentleman Robert, also known as the British Gent. We're going to go ahead and we're going to go, which fighting type Pokemon has the highest base HP? Lock in your answers in the chat, fam.
I think it's Alolan Raticate.
What do you think, chat?
I think it's Alolan Raticate. Somebody says my dad. My dad
right now.
My dad. There's Hariyama Shedinja. His dad. Alolan Raticate. Iron Hands.
I know the answer. I'm just
Paldean Raticate. Alolan Raticate. Buzzwole. Fighting Pikachu. Pikachu Libre.
Ooh, yeah, Pikachu Libre. I think that's it.
Terrestrialized Blissey.
Incineroar. Ooh, Incineroar. Clobbopus. Clobbopus. That's an answer. That's a name I haven't heard of in a long time. I've heard of
Liger put down Shedinja. Very good answer. We're doing golf points here.
Yep. I really like
You said highest, not lowest, right?
What's his name? Big Pig. Iron Raticate.
You said highest, right? Not lowest?
Highest base HP of all fighting type. Do you guys have the answer?
I feel like it's one of the Hariyamas.
It's
either that one or Iron Hands.
Are you locking in Iron Hands?
I'm pretty sure it's like 154.
That makes sense. Yeah.
Locking that in. Iron Hands is correct with base 154. Hariyama is second with 144. Great Tusk is third with 115, and Annihilate and Enbor are tied for fourth with 110.
Nice.
Chat was saying they thought Quiver Dance came out in
Gen 4, but it did not.
That's the Gen 5 move because
that's a Gen 5 move. Yeah.
Volcarona's signature for a long time.
Yep. All right. Well, that gives you guys a perfect 8 today.
Single Beam was Gen 3 for those.
That matters to nobody. Really, honestly.
Single tier.
There's Claude and Seth Vilo, and then everybody else.
Good. As it should be.
In first place, we have Clod9 with 59 points. In second place, we have Seth Vilo with 54 points. In third place,
he's catching up on me.
It's as big of a gap as it was before this. Just as a heads up.
Exactly the same gap.
Yeah, the same team.
In third place, our Sigma with 48. In fourth place, Jushiro with 44. And then everybody else, honestly. Whimsicott's in fifth with 35. There's like a gap in the top four. Like after the top four, there's this big gap. In sixth place, we've got Shark with 32. Tied for seventh, we have Sublime and Linian tied with 30. And then we've also got Bo bringing up the rear in ninth with 18. But yeah, that is where it is. Top four get to compete around the Christmas season for more points. So we'll see where that is. But with that, guys, we are going to go ahead and kick it on over to our topic. More Poke Quiz coming at you next week. We'll catch you on the flip flop. Welcome to our topic. Our topic today is going to be top 5, bottom 5 Generation 1 Pokemon. This is the only one we haven't done yet. This is the only one we haven't done yet.
You're saving it for a special occasion.
We've been saving it for a special occasion and or a rainy day. Both of which
it is here in Atlanta.
It is very sunny down in Texas. And
it is overcast here in Ohio.
I think it's going to rain for the next week here.
Well,
we just had that. It's not fun.
Yeah,
we're in
best.
We're in like the Midwest part where it's too humid outside, and so like it rains randomly, but it doesn't fix the humidity. We're at that part. So we're at that part of the summer cycle. This morning I went for a run and I couldn't see the intersection I typically run to through the haze. It was really bad. Yeah, it was really bad today. All right. Well, either way, we're going to do this. For those of you who haven't been to a top 5, bottom 5 episode before, what's going to happen is the three of us are going to go around and we're going to go ahead and we're going to offer opinions and nominations for who should be the best and the worst Pokemon in that generation. We are going to ignore regional forms for this conversation, as we typically do. We typically don't include the regionals, but yeah, we are going to go ahead and do that. But because we are also live today, we are going to let chat choose the fifth member of this top and bottom 5. And hopefully we'll see how that works out for us. But yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and kick things off here with a top nomination. I'm gonna get this one out of the way because I am particularly fond of this Pokemon and/or line. I want to nominate Blastoise only because it was my first Pokemon. I think Blastoise is insanely cool, and it's not the best of the Gen 1 starters by any means. It is not Venusaur, but
yeah,
it does hold a place in my heart. And yeah, I was that kid when I was 8 years old that had a level 88 Blastoise when I went to the Elite Four, and I had a level 18 Pidgeotto, as well as a level like 15 Rattata.
Oh, yeah.
Blastoise solved all my problems that game. Okay, guys.
I know. I get the feeling. I felt like I was required to have Blastoise on my first time. I remember my first time ever doing blue, because it was on the box. I was like, well, I guess I have to do this one.
Yeah, man, I keep forgetting how good the Gen 2 sprites were. I forget that all the time. Gen 2 sprites are like
I think
peak.
Blastoise has the best design out of all the starters in Gen 1. I mean,
I agree with that,
I'm a Bulbasaur
actually.
fan at heart, but like,
I agree with that.
I like Blastoise a lot, so I'm not gonna.
And we can't
I would argue
forget
the Charizard thing, but we have, like, as much as we throw shade at Charizard, like it's very good.
It's iconic as well.
I like Blastoise more, and that's just
all of us are of the mindset that like once something gets too popular, all of us are kind of like, we're all kind of hipster like that here at Puckle. So
we're not hipsters. I would just say that we're reasonable. Okay.
Yeah.
Just say we're reasonable. I think also Mega Blastoise is really cool. He's got cannons on his arms. Just saying. So
big guns.
I would like to nominate Blastoise for top 5.
I am down for it.
Yeah.
I would like to nominate. So we're gonna go ahead and nominate our best boy Blastoise for some reason it wouldn't let me save my image. Can I copy and paste the image? I can, but it's not got a background for some reason. We're getting there. We're making it work. No, we're not. Okay, well, we'll figure this out. Technical difficulties.
You got it.
All right.
We're doing it live.
We're doing it live. We're gonna go ahead and maybe grab that Blastoise. This one doesn't have a background, maybe. I want Blastoise to be here. Gosh, that still has a background. I'm upset with that. Okay, we'll figure this out. We'll do this live. For my bottom nomination. This is one
I'm most excited about.
Yeah.
I thought about this a lot, okay? Because I'm like Gen 1. Okay. I'm obviously like a boomer, right? I'm an old man now, and so like me, I should also hate a good number. I should just unapologetically like all of Gen 1, right? And I was like,
it is harder to find ones that are bad here.
I was just like,
one reason or another.
Yeah, well, because there's nostalgia tied to them, and I'm sure. So I took a step back and I thought to myself, if I were somebody who was entering Pokemon now, right, which ones would I be like are weird, and why does this exist? And as much as I pain myself as somebody who wishes that Pokemon designs would go back to being just like monstrous, right, and not really have like a lot of background and lore associated with the animal they're based on, I think this one is fitting. And the answer is Lickitung.
Okay.
Because why? Like, just
because why?
Because why? Like, honestly, why Lickitung? What are you? What are you doing here?
Why is this your method of attacking? This is just Greninja Beta.
It got me genuinely curious on like the background of Lickitung. Like, what is it? Why are you here?
Who made this? Who approved this?
Yeah, who approved you, Lickitung? And why were they just like, a Pokemon that licks a lot? Like, that makes sense, right? And I just think that Lickitung is in the bottom 5 here for me, just because it's weird. Honestly, it's weird.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. Like, I don't see like a redeeming quality, you know?
Its redeeming quality is that it evolves into something that's less horrifying.
That's less horrifying.
Oh, I think Licky Licky is worse than Lickitung.
Licky Licky at least can close its mouth regularly.
I do agree with that. And it's just kind of like,
hey there, kids.
Okay.
And then I do want to look this up on Bulbapedia only because Lickitung there has to be like trivia, right? Like this is why it is the way it is.
Most of it's just how badly people spell it.
It's based on lungless salamanders, some of which have projectile tongues and may secrete a sticky, irritating substance. No, that doesn't make it better.
No,
it doesn't make me feel good. I'm gonna say it does not.
Projectile tongues with chameleons. Okay, sure.
It does not, as one would say, spark joy.
No. Yeah, that's a good one. I think that's a good one for bottom.
I think it's a great contender for bottom. I'm not gonna lie to you.
I would agree.
All right, let me dump him into.
I'm surprised they didn't end up making it fairy. To be honest, to be just
really
weird.
I
they
just
did a
think
lot of those pink weird Pokemon into fairy type, and this is a pink weird Pokemon, and this is abnormal.
I don't know that would make it better, honestly. To be like, oh yeah, Lickitung, fairy. It's a fairy type.
Fairy.
Now. Fairy. That's what I see when I see Lickitung. I see a fairy type.
It just looks so complicated too. Like even for a Gen 1 Pokemon, there's so many things on it.
I still do feel like part of me, I'm just like, wow, that's just a monster. That's Pokemon.
There's so many things to it, like the one thumb horn, the striping on the stomach, the knee ring. Like what?
I do find that that like Lickitung is just weird. And that's fine. Like Gen 1, I was thinking about this as well because I actually got fed like a short while I was thinking about doing this topic today. And somebody's like, I just don't. Did you know that like real life Pokemon exist in the Pokemon world? I'm like, whoa, step back. You don't understand enough about Pokemon to make that claim right now. Just shush. They like, because real life Pokemon did exist in like the first seasons of the anime, but that was before they came up with like the style guide for Pokemon, which now says that there aren't real animals in the Pokemon world anymore.
Yeah, it's weird.
And so real animals don't exist in the Pokemon world anymore.
Couldn't
they did
Lickitung
for
also
like half a
not
second.
learn Lick?
Yeah.
Until Gen 2.
Yeah,
like, what?
that is a thing. Yeah, Lickitung did not learn Lick in Gen 1, which is how, I don't know. Oversight.
How is this oversight? Is it Lick in Japanese too? Maybe that's a reason. Like Sucker Punch.
It is called tongue lick. It is called tongue lick in Japanese.
Even worse. Like, come on,
it's even more specific. Even more specific. But yeah,
I could see it being a normal ghost. That would have been funny.
I'm done. I'm off my horse. It is your turns. Yeah. I'll have Seth go first, only because he's on top of Clod on the screen.
Okay.
I'm gonna go back to our overview.
Okay, I'm gonna start with
Pokemon.
I'm gonna start with a complaint.
Oh, so a bottom or a top?
I'm gonna start with a bottom.
Okay, that's fair. That's very reasonable.
And fight me on this. I think there are several Pokemon in the Gen 1 area that it looks like one team was responsible for the first forms and a totally different team was responsible for the final form.
That's absolutely possible. That's very, very, very possible, actually. Though.
And it bothers me to no end. There's a handful. There aren't that many in Gen 1. I don't want to go off hard by saying Dragonite right here, but like I kind of want to say Dragonite. Yes.
Wow. I was going to put him in the top.
Because this is
I would put Dragonite at the top.
This is not a dragon to me, and it's so different in like every form from what Dratini and Dragonair are that it's just like this is not contiguous at all to me.
I disagree with you a lot.
Are you putting this in the top?
He wants to put it in the bottom. He wants to put it in the bottom.
Absolutely not.
That's not happening.
Is a top
That's
5
not happening.
Pokemon almost of all time.
Ew. It's a Digimon. It's not even good.
No,
it is very good.
Whoa.
It's not a creature. It's not a creature. It's a man in one of those inflatable costumes.
Whoa.
One of those mascot costumes.
You are
fight me.
No.
wrong.
Yeah, you like Breloom. Stop.
Yeah.
And
Breloom is an amalgamation of like 3 things. Dragonite is a football mascot.
Dragonite looks like Ord from Dragon Tales, and I'm okay with that. Okay.
Fine, you people.
I think
I would
you're
put
wrong.
this in the top before I even went close to
the bottom. Claude, we're on the same page. If we're in the same room right now, we'd high five.
So on average, it's on neither list. I'll live with that.
Yeah, where it's not making any list now. I guess you got a top nomination
welcome.
here.
Awful. And
do I have a top nomination? Yeah,
top
I'm going to
nomination.
fight you again. Dragonair.
Okay, get off.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Get out of here.
We're done.
You're off
No,
the
I mean,
show.
like, Dragonair's
You're off the
awesome.
show.
Kick me off.
You're
Fight
done.
me. I love Dragonair though. Like it's a sea serpent type monster. It can fly. It can control the weather. It's got a whole lot of real cool aspects. I love Dragonair a lot, and I think it's really cool.
I'm not going to disagree with you, but I'm not. I will not grant you rank of master.
I will. Yeah. This is.
Hey, gotta throw some controversial ones out there.
Yeah. Wow. Yeah. No, you got chat
These
going.
are my
I'm not going to
real
lie to you. You
opinions.
got chat going. And so
They say Dragonite's a Spyro dragon. I have played thousands of hours of Spyro. It is not.
No, I think Dragonite is a good example, though. You did talk about it a bit about different teams creating the final evolution. I think Dragonite is an example of Pokemon. There was definitely, at least in an earlier stage, in my belief, this is a belief of Thatch, not anything valid or backed up by facts. But I believe there are a number of Generation 1 Pokemon that were swapped around design-wise for evolution chains. Dragonite and Charizard being those. I'm not sure
I would say Dragonite and Gyarados.
I don't know that Dragonite. That is also very possible. I'm not, because Charmeleon into Dragonite, I could actually see something like that happening.
Yeah.
Very, very realistically.
Could you imagine Dragonair into Gyarados?
Dragonair into Gyarados, I can
or
absolutely see that.
Something similar where like it finally gets and becomes a huge. I know Gyarados is based on a totally different myth, so that's not even.
Well, I
true,
do wonder. I do wonder if they swap them around, and then there was like another design phase after that for some of them.
Yeah.
I do think that Dragonite was supposed to come off of like a Charmeleon though. I mean, we see this very, very much so with like Venomoth and Butterfree, right? Where those two were probably swapped.
Yeah.
Very late in development.
If you look at it, Caterpie and Rayquaza have the same markings on the side, so they should be.
He's on the right track.
Yeah, you're backing up what I'm saying.
I know.
We all hate Seth because he speaks the truth.
What?
That's in the chat.
Garbage is not true.
No. Moving on. Claude, give me some reasonable. Give me some reasonable.
Redeem this stream.
All right. Okay. Sure. Let's go with that. Now this might be a little bit of a hot take.
Ooh.
It's
how
not.
dare you?
For my bottom.
It's not. No, we just heard Dragonite for the bottom. You cannot have a hotter take. Like
can't come back from that.
You're Eevee. No.
That's not a hotter take. I don't think it's a hotter take. I just don't.
All right, fine. I was gonna say Pinsir. I don't like Pinsir.
For the bottom?
I think it's bad for the bottom.
Preach.
I think it's a bad design. It's just a bug. They didn't do anything with it. They eventually made it better by giving us Heracross in the next gen. But
yeah, I was gonna make a Heracross comment about how like they gave it a partner in Heracross, even though it already had a partner in Scyther, but they decided to go and do like wilder things with Scyther.
And then they gave it a Mega.
Yeah,
they gave, everything Megas. It's fine.
Is a really bad design. I don't think it's good. It gets overshadowed by absolutely everything all the time because it's not good.
They made a beetle humanoid, which I hate.
I think it's great. I mean the beetle, the Heracross, not the.
I believe Heracross is a good Pokemon and should be treated as such.
Heracross is.
Pinsir is bad.
Pinsir, I'm saying, is a humanoid beetle that should not be humanoid. Had they made it
the
a
only
regular,
thing, whenever I think of Pinsir, I always think of the scene in the Pokemon anime where Ash is worried that the Pinsir is going to break his Metapod in half.
Yeah, and it crunches its horns off.
Yeah.
My question is, why does Pinsir have two mouths?
I don't know. These are good questions.
Why don't you have two mouths? Exactly.
Why are you only have one mouth, Seth? Why one mouth?
Because they cost too many DNA points in Spore. That's why.
No, they don't. They weren't that much.
I have two of them though.
It was fine. You can get around it.
I liked to hide omnivore mouths in the actual body of my Spore creatures. But anyway.
I will accept Pinsir for the bottom. I will accept Pinsir for the bottom.
I hate it because I hate its Mega so much.
I accept this. What do you got for us for the top now, Claude? What do you got for the top?
Now, this is tough because the heart and hearts of me is staring at my little Oddish plush because I love Oddish. But
I'm not
I know
gonna
other
fight
people
you.
aren't going to. People will fight me if I just say Oddish because you see
Yes.
in my profile there he is and he's just there and I'm like I know it's not everyone's favorite. And I was gonna say Dragonite, but Seth.
Yeah,
fought me on that
Dragonite's such a good answer for that too, Seth.
How dare you?
Seth, that's such a good top 5 answer. Actually,
It's okay to be
though.
wrong. You can admit this to yourself. This is a safe place. Us in chat.
So this is where things get.
I wouldn't fight you on
different
Oddish. I'm gonna be honest
because-
with you. I wouldn't fight you on Oddish.
What's your
Like,
thought though?
This is where it's tough because like I'm going through it. I'm like, do I pick something that I like or do I pick something that's like
No,
generically?
you pick what you
popular
like,
that's-
and then we tell you why you're wrong. That's how we do it. We all walk away with bad feelings.
Huh?
I don't want bad feelings. That's the problem. All right, if I'm gonna pick something that I think is really cool that I've always really liked, and it's been my favorite of the trio, I should say, for years, it's gotta be Zapdos.
Oh, okay.
What?
No, Zapdos is a good answer, actually. I would.
Okay,
I like.
top. Yeah, we're on top. Okay.
Yeah, we're top.
Top, this is top,
Oh,
this is top.
you were
Yeah.
about to be offended because something you liked was going to be nominated for bottom, Seth? Whoa.
No, not something I like.
Whoa.
Something that's objectively awesome.
Whoa, Seth.
I like Zapdos a lot more until Galarian Moltres came out, and that would have been here. But Galarian
That's fair.
Forms is a different list.
Yeah.
But this is Zapdos is the best of the birds. I think it's the best legendary in the Gen 1. I like it more.
I will
That,
not.
there's a controversial take.
No,
That's my
no.
controversial
Well,
take there.
I think Mewtwo is cool and possibly list worthy, but I do think that Zapdos is cool.
Mm-hmm.
I do think Zapdos is cool. So I have no problems with that. I think Zapdos Zapdos even like I'm thinking not even from just like the cool perspective, but from the feelings I have about it as a Pokemon fan for the past 30 years. Zapdos was like one of the Pokemon on the VGC team that took me to top 15 at the St. Louis Regionals in 2018.
Huh.
Not to brag, but no, it was like the one that made me go.
Not to brag.
Not to brag about a
Just
7-year-old
one time I
title.
did a good thing.
This one time I tried. There was I did use Zapdos, and that was like the one Pokemon that like got me to go, man, I really like, I understand why people carry like little plushes around to like a Pokemon
Yeah.
they like Zapdos was the one for me. That was the one that like broke it for me. Actually, the Zapdos is sitting up here. Plush.
Nice.
You can't see it on stream, but it's up there. But yeah, it was there. I really liked Zapdos though. So I'm not going to fight on this one. So it comes back to me now. I get to make Seth feel real bad, I guess. I don't know how.
Oh boy.
But I don't know how I'm going to make you feel real bad. So for top, now we're just going to the point where like I'm just naming stuff I like. Okay.
Yeah. I'm just kind of seeing if we like it.
And seeing if you like it too. I like this one. Maybe you like it too. And I'm going to go to Pokemon that I just think are cool and I miss designs like these. And I'm going to go with Nidoking. I think Nidoking is a very cool design, very cool typing. I could also be convinced Nidoqueen if we really want to go there. But I really think that Nidoking is a great Pokemon.
Mm-hmm. I agree with that.
I think design wise, it's just really cool. In competitive, it was a lot of fun to play with. Sheer Force Nidoking was just a blast to go and play with. Its stats aren't bad, like 102 attack, and then even then you still have like 85 special attack, which is was usable. I'm not sure.
When augmented by sheer force, it's basically got the same special attack stat as Zapdos. So
yeah,
not bad.
It's pretty fun, and the shiny is not bad either. The shiny is fun.
Is it really?
It's nice and blue. It's blue.
Oh, not green? Oh yeah, you're right. Oh
No,
yeah,
it's just
because they
blue.
swap it with Nidoqueen. That's right.
Yeah, they swap with each other. Well, no, Nidoqueen just becomes ugly, but yeah. Nidoking becomes blue and it's really cool.
Yeah, I think that the whole like Nido line, both of them technically.
Yes,
cool.
I would opt for either of them because I even like Nidoran, like being like this rabbit rhino thing.
Mm-hmm.
But I want more rabbit rhino things. Like just be like, this looks like it could be a rabbit. I want something where I just can't obviously tell. Maybe when I complain about Pokemon designs being like too blatantly based on something, I just want them to hide it better. You know what I mean? I want them to hide it better. Like I want to be like, that's a Pokemon. That's probably based on an animal. I have to go to Bulbapedia to look this up. That's what I want. That's what I want.
No argument from me.
Yeah, I don't know. Are you against it, Claude? I like Nidos, and I'm okay with.
I think it's great.
I think Nidoking
I like
is
the Nidos, and I'm not afraid to say.
I like turtles. Done, man. This is just a banger right now.
Fire.
All right. Let's go ahead and just slap it when we get a chance. I opened it up on my computer. I didn't open it up on the stream though. Because that would be productive.
Productivity.
I like how we've finally gotten to a point now in the Pokemon world and with design and things like that they can just make, Nidoran, Nidorina, whatever, Nidoran, Nidoree, and Nido whatever.
Yes.
And
we need another Nido.
Pokemon,
we need another Nidoran. There needs to be a third Nidoran. That would be so cool.
I mean, like actually incorporating sexual dimorphism into Pokemon more correctly now.
Yes,
so that's kind of cool.
I kind of like how they were their own separate dex entry versus being what it is now, where it's Indeedee male and female.
Right. But each of those have their own dex entry, right?
No, well, I mean they're one number though, whereas Nidoran male is one Pokemon, Nidoran female is technically a different Pokemon.
Well, they didn't know how to handle it. Okay.
They didn't know how to do that.
Yeah, they know how
and
to
they can't even
like
Nidoran and Nidoqueen, Nidorino and Nidoqueen, whatever. Those two lines, like, couldn't they not breed for a while because they were technically like?
They still can't breed. It's very weird.
It's very weird.
I think the only way to hatch like a female Nidoran is to like breed a Nidoking with a Ditto.
That's
and then
what
the eggs
it
can
is.
become both. The eggs can become both male and female Nidoran. But yeah, it's weird. All right, so I want to nominate a bottom.
Okay.
And boy, do I have more options that are just.
No.
I just felt like Licky Tongue was like easy, or was like a little bit weird.
Immediately.
But there's like some obvious answers.
Like what?
And
like what, Thatch?
my number one obvious answer for me, because I hate it whenever it makes it into a game, is Seeking.
Oh no! How dare!
You like Seeking? You like the goldfish?
I like it because of its recent TCG card.
I like
which recent TCG card?
The festival lead one that lets you attack for 60, but then if the festival ground stadium is in play, you can attack twice. So you attack for 120 and draw 4 cards.
It's fun. I just think it's boring.
It is boring. It is just a like koi pond goldfish with a horn on it.
Like we're talking about Pokemon like not understanding what they're based on, right? And then we have Seeking, and it's like that's just a goldfish.
Yeah, but you're gonna say the same thing then about Krabby? It's a crab.
No, crabs are good. There's nothing wrong with any crab Pokemon.
I'm not argue that. I'm just saying, like, if that's your argument, you have Krabby. That's a literal crab.
Krabby
at
cool
least has
and has personality.
Some cartoonish aspect.
He has personality.
And it like keeps something. At least like Seeking looks like. I just Googled koi pond, and this is one of the things I could buy from PetSmart.
It looks literally like a koi
that someone taped a horn onto. I mean, I would argue that if that's something. Like Seal and Dugong are even more egregious.
I was gonna say Seal and Dugong.
That whole
want to
line
just do Seal and Dugong instead?
I would do them over Seeking personally, because at least Seeking.
I'm into that.
So
Goldeen redeems it.
So this was my next thing, and I was gonna say was gonna be Seal and Dugong, but only Seal, because Seal
only
is
Seal?
a Seal, and it's named Seal.
Well, Dugong is literally a Dugong.
Dugong is just a Dugong.
That's an animal. Like that's an animal.
Yeah, Dugongs are an animal.
No, it's not.
Yeah, it is.
It might be like Dougong. It might be spelled different, but just like Seal.
Dugong is in fact an animal. Yeah,
it is an animal. Wow, Dugong. Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Dugongs are an animal.
Never mind. They're both awful. I thought they were.
I'm glad that's what it took to change your mind. Was just going, yeah, Dugongs are also animals.
Yeah.
Nope. Didn't know
yeah,
that.
Dugongs are just like manatees.
It is cute that both of them are a real animal that's just got like one letter changed.
Yeah.
But also, why does Seal have a dog face? Like,
why does Seal have a dog face?
It looks like that horrible pug your neighbor has.
Oh my god. Okay, Seal's in the bottom. I think we've agreed. I don't know who Seal fans are, but
It does not get my seal of approval. Sorry, y'all.
We're putting Seal in that bottom there.
Dugong the Dugong is the sea lion Pokemon, says Gigantosaurus. The sea lion Pokemon. The species classifications are wild sometimes. There might be 2 fans.
There might be 2 fans. Okay, moving on. I guess it's back to you, Seth. Can you give us something that's a more reasonable answer? Let's see if you can do it. For those of you
I'm
going
to throw an honorable mention out for my original complaint, and that Graveler should have evolved into something cooler, and Golem sucks. That's
okay, actually,
mention.
okay,
That's
wait. But I do kind of agree with you.
I know, like
if we want to hang on this, we can.
Geodude set the precedent that evolving should triple your appendages.
Oh my gosh!
It doubled the appendage. Oh, it did triple it. Yeah,
it tripled the appendages into Graveler.
Golem is just a weird Pokemon. Golem's weird Pokemon.
Dumb. I don't like.
Alolan Golem is fine. Regular Golem.
Alolan Golem's funny. Regular Golem. That is a downgrade. It's another thing where it kept hardly any of the original design of Geodude Graveler. It is a creature in rock. It is not a creature of rock.
Yeah, what are you doing? I just don't know what you're doing. Okay, moving on though. What are you going to actually answer here, Seth?
I mean, if we want to go with that, I'm good with that.
Oh yeah, okay. Actually, yeah. Let's do it. Golem to the bottom. Golem to the bottom.
Golem to the bottom.
Man, Golem.
Shemu's gonna kill me.
Yeah, it's fine. I don't care. Golem's terrible.
At least as far as especially as far as
it's just
that line. Golem, had it kept Graveler's Geodude and Graveler's theme, would have been so cool.
No,
this just looks like something totally different.
It is just not an interesting Pokemon visually, and yeah, it's just not an interesting Pokemon. It's just rock guy, and I don't see how Geodude becomes this. I don't know how Geodude becomes this.
Rock.
Yeah, I don't know how Geodude becomes this. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I just seem to have a real thing against high school football mascots.
It's okay.
Because this is just a guy in a suit.
All right. So what is your top? What is your top? Yeah. We're getting very close to the chat choice here soon. If you can get us a top, they get to go. It's chat's turn, you know?
Yeah. Let me see.
Can I give a top then?
Yeah, go for it, Claude. I'd have to think a little bit.
If you have a top, yeah, go for it, Claude.
So there are a couple that I'm thinking oh, this is a good Pokemon that I think encapsulates a lot, because part of me was oh, I think Gengar is really cool, but that seems a little basic. Am I wrong?
No, you're not wrong.
Basic?
I think it's a little basic, but it doesn't. We are in Gen 1 though. We are in Gen 1.
Yeah, and it's hard to find a lot of good Gen 1 Pokemon nowadays. And part of me was oh, you have
we can agree to disagree. Yeah, continue.
I mean, I'm literally just finding ways to slowly stall while I make sure that's the pick I want to make. Because I do like Gengar, and I think Gengar is really cool. But there is also nothing else I think I want to say, and Gengar is it.
Gengar is a good Pokemon. I don't know.
Okay. I would like to throw in one thing for potential consideration, since this is our last opportunity before we send to chat.
Well, then we go to chat, and then we grab a couple from there, but yeah, continue.
I'm going to keep it in the same city, though, okay?
Okay.
The Cubone Marowak line.
I do like Cubone.
Very well designed, and they have a real fun little story in the game.
Say that. Be careful how you say that.
I'm going to disagree on that, just because I think Marowak is ugly, and I think Cubone is adorable.
Okay, fair.
I can give you Cubone, but I think Gengar...
Do you want are you arguing for Cubone, or are you arguing for Marowak over Gengar? Which one?
I was kind of thinking the line, but probably Cubone.
Marowak. I think I like Gengar more.
Fair enough. Yeah.
I think Gengar is a better Gen 1 Pokemon. I think they're both good.
I agree with that.
I think Gengar, 10 Little Men said it best in chat. Gengar is so simple because nobody knew how to beat it in design. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It just did it right.
So who said something else?
No, right,
Nix
if
the
you were
Bandit
saying
said sometimes basic is basic. This is
would have
common
been an
sense.
entirely different story.
Yeah.
That's true. Yeah, that's fair. And we're keeping it to the original form here. So
Yes.
Yeah.
I like the Gengar, honestly. I don't really have any complaint about it. I just wanted to throw the option out for like if we're keeping it to Radio Tower, that was a good story. So I'm kind of giving a little bit of bias there, but yeah. Gengar's cool. I like it. I think Haunter's cooler, but I will secede.
I think that whole line is really cool. Is like when they were the only ghost type Pokemon. I think it was really cool. In terms of every member of that, and
a Clefable's Shadow is a very cool Pokemon.
I think for all of us, I think it's very difficult to separate a lot of our memories here. With like
Gen
the
1 is
anime
hard.
and everything else that happened, right? Because I feel like every one of these Pokemon have an anime moment that's tied to it.
Agreed.
And like Blastoise, you have like Gary's Blastoise. Zapdos, you have Pokemon the movie 2000.
Jigglypuff the Menace.
Yeah, Jigglypuff. But yeah, all of these Pokemon like have. I would say every Pokemon on the bottom was actually a Pokemon that was rarely featured in our bottom list.
I don't know.
With the exception of Lickitung, but no, Lickitung was there, but not even that much. Like when Jesse caught it, they did not use it all the time, right?
No.
But yeah. Okay, so chat, it is your turn. You guys get to make a determination. We'll keep talking for a couple minutes, and I'll see what we get from you guys. Try to come to a consensus if you can in the next like 2 minutes. But I doubt you will
for the now,
because there are like 40
now,
some of you.
Keep it to one. Are we going to keep it to top or bottom at once?
Just do top.
Just top.
Let's
right
just
now?
do top. Let's just do top right now. Just top, and then we'll discuss it. I think that's appropriate, and then we'll discuss it.
Yeah, we'll kind of be discussing as we see him pop up, especially. So like,
oh man, look, Slowbro has like some
lots of Slowbros, and I think I saw some for that earlier too.
Slowbro and Scyther, I saw a lot of. I think both of those are very good options. Like, I think Slowbro is just a like I don't understand what this is a Pokemon, but it's kind of cool as a hippo. And then
hippo. Is that what it's based on?
I don't know I don't. You think I know what I'm talking about? Dude, there's a lot of Slowbro in chat. Oh my gosh.
First you tell me to trust you, and then you tell me like you think I know what I'm talking about. Like I'm getting mixed messages here, Thatch.
Yeah, come on. Seth, you've known me long enough.
I know. I just gotta call you out to be funny.
Yeah, I know.
What is Slowbro based on? Is it based on
we're gonna find out right now.
Creature?
Slowbro's physical appearance may be based on a hippopotamus, giant otter, and giant salamanders.
Giant salamander? What?
Or the mythical Seizei Oni, a magical sea demon of Japanese folklore distinguished by the spiny seize or turban-shaped snail shell. Slowbro's shell and lifestyle may be based on hermit crabs, further supported by this category as the hermit crab Pokemon.
Oh, weird.
Weird. It's either Scyther or Slowbro, and I think in Slowbro,
it's like a weird snail.
I think Slowbro is winning though, like based on what I've seen.
I've seen it a lot more. Scyther's really cool, and
Scyther
it does
is
have
cool.
the funky gimmick of all of its entire
also saying
evolution line
Dragonite
being
again.
500 base power.
Well, we can't do Dragonite. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I ruined it for you people.
We already talked about it. Can't happen. I think Slowbro is winning here, guys. I think Slowbro.
I think it is. I'm seeing it more.
Slowbro. I think it's because Liger keeps typing it, but that I'm not sure. Either way, I think Slowbro. We're gonna go with Slowbro. I think Slowbro wins this.
I think it's cool. Scyther's neat. Slowbro's weird neat. So that's one more word. So that gives.
I think it's
buff.
more unique. unique.
Slowbro has a gun. Later,
not now, not today. When it's Galarian Slowbro.
Yeah, I know. I'm just like, that's where we went.
Yeah.
Don't bring us a poison gun to a sword hand fight.
Yes,
that's how you win.
That is how you win. So we added Slowbro. Okay, now we're gonna do bottom here, guys.
Okay.
So
how many of them are gonna say the one that I'm thinking?
Bottom. I mean, the answer I feel like is Mr. Mime, but
no, I like that. I like how horrifying that is.
Yeah.
You think
it's
Mr.
supposed to
Mime
be
is
unnerving?
Yes.
Okay, I'm seeing a lot of them. I'm seeing a lot for the bottom. Oh wow, it is a lot of the same people. It is
Someone
a lot.
says Alolan Rattata.
No, there's definitely a consensus. There's a consensus here.
I'm seeing a lot.
Yeah.
It's Jinx. The answer is Jinx.
I'm seeing a lot of Jinx. Yeah.
Although it's the same person typing it 4 times, so it's,
no, it's not.
No,
is it?
I'm
Yeah,
seeing
it
a
is.
couple.
It was a lot of people, but yeah. I wouldn't be surprised to see Jinx.
It doesn't have feet, and that's unnerving.
It does not. Like, even if you flip it upside down.
No, it doesn't have a footprint. It just floats there.
Whoa, that thing. I think that makes Jinx cooler. I'm not gonna lie to you. I think that makes Jinx cooler to me.
Yeah, it has no. If you look in Bulbapedia, no footprint.
There is no footprint. What? It says Jinx is a bipedal humanoid Pokemon. Are you sure?
Are you positive? It resembles
sure?
something that is bipedal, but that's just because it's floating in a dress.
Dude, if it's just floating, that makes it cooler, actually, though.
Yeah.
That makes it cooler. Okay. There's a guy here who just keeps BMing with Gen 5 Pokemon instead of Gen 1. Like, but I digress.
Jinx has no defense. This is fitting.
Jinx not having a footprint is actually super cool. Yeah, so yeah, it is actually. Jinx may be based on Nordic or Viking women. Possibly Hel, goddess of the underworld.
Oh yeah, that's fair.
Okay, that's cool actually. Jinx also has traits of a female opera singer. Okay, sure. It may be inspired by Ride of the Valkyries, the opera Die Valkyrie, and the second of four operas by Richard Wagner, which I totally understand and respect. Based on Norse mythology. It's a person that floats without feet. Without feet, apparently. But you know what,
Jinx may
guys?
have no spirits who lack feet. Yeah.
I will put Jinx down there because chat says it. Chat says they really want Jinx.
So let it be written. So let it be done.
So let it be written. So let it be done. Jinx on the bottom there, guys. You guys did it. You guys did it.
No feet to stand on.
No feet to stand on.
No defense stat to help it.
Yeah, Jinx is on our bottom 5 list. Okay, so we finished our list here then, guys.
Woo!
We finished our list in the same time it usually takes us. And people got to play along. So in our top 5, we've got Blastoise, Zapdos, Nidoking, Gengar, and Slowbro. That's a pretty good list, I think, actually.
I'm not
gonna lie. After saying, when you say them together, sometimes you just know, and like I feel it with that one.
It feels pretty good, yeah.
Yeah. In the bottom 5, this one feels a little bit weirder, but I agree with at least half of it. Lickitung, Pinsir, Seal, Golem, and Jinx. I think this is all very fair. I don't know. If you guys, if you disagree with us, please send us an email at puclpodcast@gmail.com and let us know what your top and bottom 5 Gen 1 Pokemon are. If you're in chat and we didn't agree with you, let us know. Send those in, puclpodcast@gmail.com. But until then, though, guys, we are going to kick it on over to our Puckle's Pokey Opinion, which is the next part of the show. So we will catch you all on the flip-flop. Welcome to our Pokey Opinion. Our Pokey Opinion this week is going to come from Uncle Nico Pineco on the Discord server. Which Pokemon is too perfect for a new evolution?
Too perfect for a new evolution.
Too perfect for a new evolution, yeah.
It's perfect as is, doesn't need anything else.
Wait, actually, okay, I'm going to start with you, Claude. We're going
to... So there are a couple that I think are really, really good on their own that I'm trying to think of something that they would potentially give a new evolution to, because like I would say something like Clodsire. I love Clodsire. I think it's a perfect
Clodsire is actually a fantastic choice for this, I think.
But they just added it to the game, so they're not going to give it a new evolution.
I disagree with you. Because Duraludon got an evolution. Duraludon just got an evolution.
Clodsire is my pick because I think it's perfect as is, and you never need to touch the line again.
I agree with that, actually. Clodsire is a very good Pokemon. I honestly, I'm sad to say this, but I think Clodsire is better than Quagsire in terms of design and funness.
It's not even a question.
Yeah. I think that's very true.
That's a fair one. Yeah.
Yeah. I think that's very, very true. By the way, the caveat on this was that the Pokemon must be under 3 evolutions, obviously. Like it can't be like a final stage.
I'm scrolling through a list of single stage right now.
Okay.
Like one stage that have never and are not part of an evolutionary line. And I'm just kind of looking through trying to find one that I think fits the bill. There's a lot of good ones in here, really.
I don't think every Pokemon needs an evolution.
No.
Because I think that ruins a lot of things. And we could be like really cheesy and be like Mewtwo or something, but
yeah, I mean, you could say that. I'm thinking like something that I'm trying to think of something that people have maybe called for an evolution or something. But
I've got something that's going to be like a little probably controversial.
Okay.
And I think people, because I just like this Pokemon. And I have fond memories around it, and people call for an evolution. Like, honestly, my answer to this before Gen 9 would have been Dunsparce, this question.
Yeah, fair.
Because, and I think Pokemon also agreed with me, which is why we got to Dunsparce.
Yeah.
But
it's just
my answer to this is actually Ladian.
Okay.
A lot of people think Ladian's bad, which, I mean, base 390, yeah, it's not a good Pokemon. Not every Pokemon has to be good competitively. Just throwing that out there. Now, its move pool is also kind of poopy, but I don't think the way you fix it is by giving it an evolution. I think Ladian needs to be good on Ladian's own, right?
Yeah.
I would love Ladian to get slightly better move pool. No, I said paw. Move pool. I would love to see, maybe it gets like a slight stat adjustment where maybe its attack or special attack stat goes up. I mean, it has more special attack than attack, so I'd love to see more special attacks given to it. I mean, it gets Bug Buzz, which is fine, and Air Slash.
Special attacks that work with Iron Fist. That would be fun.
Yeah, I would love. Does it get Iron Fist as an ability? It does.
That's its hidden ability.
I would love to see. I would love to see that, because it's all about punching and stuff like that, and being kind of a superhero.
All about punching. It has no attack.
I know. I would love to see. I would love to see it get bumped up in like a mid-gen bump up. You know, I do like Ladian though. I think Ladian is a cool Pokemon that gets overshadowed a lot. I only think about this because when I first started playing Pokemon Silver as a kid, like I caught Ladybug, and I think Ladybug and Ladian are just cool Pokemon designs, and I wish that they were just better. And I don't want to make them better by making a new Pokemon to go with them. You know what I mean? I want them themselves to be better. But yeah. What do you have, Seth? Do you have anything? I've stalled for time for you.
I know you did. Thank you. I appreciate that.
Yeah.
I think that there's, I mean, like I said, I'm scrolling through a list of like the single stage things. I'm obviously not going to pick everything, but there's some gimmick Pokemon that I don't think need anything. Like the one of them that's perfect in just what it is, what its design is, what it's based on, how memed it is. Delibird. Delibird is a perfect Pokemon that does not need an evolution.
Delibird needs nothing. It needs nothing.
Yeah.
Delibird is perfect. It is the perfect child. Nothing wrong. I mean, all it does is give out present. It also has a higher.
Exactly.
No, it still has a lower base stat total than Ladian, so we're good. And I do really. I think that Delibird is a great Pokemon though. Like design wise, I love the Pokemon that exists to not be good.
Bundle.
I think it's also like the perfect example of Dex filler, right?
Yeah.
Is something like Delibird. Like that is the perfect example of Dex filler, where
it just needs cybernetic enhancements.
Where it's a Pokemon that has a lot of flavor. I think a lot of flavor is very
specific.
Yeah. I think flavor is very important though when you're talking about these new when you're talking about like filler Pokemon. Love Disc is a really cool one too because it did heart scales for a while.
Yeah.
And then I think about I mean Alomomola is fine. Like it's fine. Why does it exist? I don't understand. But
those
it's fine.
should have been related.
They should have been related, but they're not, which I guess is fine. But it's
like convergent evolution. It's fine.
Convergent evolution, I don't know how I feel about. Like I talk about it a lot on stream, and I don't know how I feel about it.
That's Love Disc and Alomomola. They're convergent evolutions before Gen 9. Like, let's be real here.
Maybe you're kind of right.
The same type of creature evolved and are not related. Same thing.
Kind of right. You're kind of right.
I mean, all of Gen 5 and most of Gen 1, convergent evolution.
You're kind of right. You're kind of right. I'm not going to fight you on this one, Seth. All right. Well, that is our Pokey opinion this week, right? What Pokemon shouldn't get an evolution? Did anybody nobody said anything interesting, I think, in chat, so
they were kind of agreeing with us along the way.
Yeah, they just agree with us. Other than the one that's interesting is Golduck. Golduck's an interesting case.
That is
I
an
guess.
interesting one.
I don't know. I feel like Golduck could evolve.
Golduck could have been originally a psychic water type, but
Yeah,
here we are.
Yeah, it should be a psychic water type, honestly.
Named Psyduck.
Though it's named Psyduck and it's just a water type. It's
The
fine.
yellow one should have been named Golduck, and the blue one with a psychic typing should have been named Psyduck.
I think
Just
that's on
saying.
purpose. I think that's on purpose.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Well, yeah, that is our pokey opinion. So we've got a couple other things to go to. One is just we've got our mailbag next. So let's go ahead and wrap up the show over in our mailbag. Welcome to our mailbag. As always, the mailbag is the part of the show where you can email us at puclpodcast@gmail.com and let us know what you thought about the last show, our topic, and even the pokey opinion. Last week, we asked you guys what Pokemon, or 2 weeks ago, I guess, we asked you guys what Pokemon tropes you think should go. So let's go ahead and see what's going on then. We're going to go ahead and jump into these. But before we do, as always, this segment is brought to you by the fictional energy drink Green Tauros, the energy drink that gives you hooves.
Hooves live.
Hooves live. Living hooves. Oh no. But yes, we're gonna get into these. You guys told us what traditions you wanted to see end, and yeah, our first email this week I get to read, and it is going to be from Lax Luke. Hello, Puckle. Lax Luke here. I was originally going to answer the mailbag question for this week, but you'd covered all my points. Instead, I decided to write about the pokey opinion. First off, I want to say I feel bad that my email broke the trend by not having anything to do with rabbits, so I'm starting off by saying that the Score Bunny line is my absolute favorite of any starter. Like all the Gen 8 starters, honestly. Speaking of the starters, I recently watched a video ranking each set of starters from every generation. The Galar starters were ranked last. One of the reasons given was they didn't have dual types. I know they are generally not as well liked. They were boring, in my opinion, but that's fine. That's just Thatch talking, not Lax Luke. I know they're not generally liked, but this really surprised me. After all, Meganium, Typhlosion, and Feraligatr don't have dual types and are still loved by the Pokemon community. Yeah, rose-colored glasses are awful, man. So today, the Gen 8 fanboy inside of me decided to fix that by giving them each a dual type. Okay, that's actually kind of fine. I'm actually here for it. Rillaboom. Black and green is one of my favorite color combinations, so I thought it would be a fitting idea to give Rillaboom the dark type to fit its color scheme. Rillaboom is obviously a great Pokemon in VGC, and the dark type makes it even better. Continue. Stab knockoff as well as Grassy Glide while being immune to status prankster moves can make it one of the best competitive Pokemon ever, even rivaling Incineroar. Actually, the prankster part's really good.
Nuts.
I did forget about the prankster part.
Knockoff? Whew.
No, the knockoff I don't think is as exciting.
I mean, it's already one of the moves that Rillaboom uses most anyway.
Yeah, but there's also like a lot of fighting type Pokemon in VGC too. So like you're adding the weakness to it, and you're giving it a 4-time weakness to Bug on top of that as well. And I also just think of Zarude being a bad Pokemon. So I digress.
Zarude's wonderful. What are you talking about? Don't talk.
In addition, Dark was also heavily speculated type for Grookey's final evolution before Sword and Shield came out, mostly because of an image showed Grookey using Taunt.
Oh,
that's how
yeah.
I feel. That's how I feel about everybody freaking out about Chikorita using Disarming Voice.
The fairy move, yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, and just like, calm down, internet, calm down.
No.
Number 2, Cinderace.
I shan't.
We are going to be dabbling in the forbidden arts for Cinderace by making him a fire fighting type.
How dare!
Following in the footsteps of Blaziken, the Pokemon Chicken Jockey, Infernape, the only fire type line from Sinnoh, and the abomination that is Emboar. I don't care that it's controversial. Everything about this Pokemon feels like a fighting type, and Game Freak probably would have made him one if the fans didn't hate the time combination so much. Just look at Cinderace's Terror Raids in Scarlet and Violet.
Yeah.
Also, can I get an explanation of why Cinderace has a signature ability and 2 signature moves? Yeah, tell me about it.
2? Oh yeah, Court Change. Yeah.
Yeah, it has Court Change. Yeah. But yeah, no, Cinderace is a firefighting. I feel like Game Freak struggles all of the time to not make the fire type starter a fighting type.
Yeah,
like all of the time. Like I look at Incineroar. They thought about it. They tried.
It's a wrestler. Like they had
thought about it. They thought about it, and then
Cinderace is a soccer player when the only other sports playing Pokemon we've had is the monkey.
Yeah. All right. Inteleon would be a psychic type. It's in the name.
Yeah.
Intelligence. I think Inteleon has some other things that I think would make it such a good psychic type. That includes the fact that Snipe Shot lore-wise can never miss, and Inteleon can predict its opponent's moves. So it would just make it so much cooler than being one of the 4 mono water types. Add in the psychic type, and James Pond couldn't be any cooler. I think it would have been cooler if it was ghost type, because it's a spy, so like it's really hard to see as a spy because it's a ghost type. I think that would have been cooler. Also, I thought that would happen based on Sobble when we first saw it.
Yeah.
Yes, I'm aware that these are the same types as the Gen 6 starters, but hey, Hisui and Paldea did it. I hope you enjoyed my attempt at trying to make these Pokemon more well-liked by the community. Catch you on the flip-flop. Wax, Luke. Well, thanks, Luke.
Love
We
it.
appreciate
That was good.
I think you get this next one, Claude.
I think is it the one by Ben?
The one by Just Ben.
Just Ben.
Just Ben.
Alola, Thatch and co-host. There's one tradition in particular that has raged on since Generation 1, and I'm tired of it. That's it. Game Freak giving the wrong types to Pokemon who clearly fit another typing better.
Yeah, Incineroar.
Honestly, this Poke opinion could be an entire episode. I have so many ideas for better alternative type combos, and I had to limit myself to a top 10. Without further ado, here are my opinions.
I love that everybody only answered the Poke opinion and nobody cared about the
That is really funny.
All quotes are from official Pokedex entries, by the way, that he's going to state. Arbok, Poison Dark. When the Dark type was introduced in Gen 2, not a single Gen 1 Pokemon received it. Arbok should have been the one. Pokedex entry states things like, the pattern on its belly is for intimidation. It constricts foes while they have frozen in fear. Plus, the black pattern and dark moves, like Bite, don't hurt the reasoning.
And
that's why it got intimidated.
This is fair. That's fair.
Type.
Hey, if you play the TCG, it's a dark type now.
Yep.
Yeah.
2, Golduck, Water Psychic. This one is obvious and everyone knows it, and there's a concern around too many Water Psychic types in Gen 1. Personally, I think the typing fits Golduck more than Starmie.
Yeah.
3, Ninetales, Fire Fairy.
Agree.
Ninetales has been described in the Pokedex as being a magical, mystical, and supernatural. When Fairy was introduced in Gen 6, Ninetales should have received it. Clearly, Fairy fits enough to be given a Alolan Ninetales, so why not the original?
I just desperately want a Fire Fairy.
Yes.
Granbull, Normal Fairy. Adding Fairy to Granbull made sense, removing Normal did not. 5, Blossom, Grass Fairy. It's a little plant fairy. Learns fairy moves like Moonlight and Moonblast. It's dancing through to be its magical ritual to summon the sun, and would be a better counterpart to Vileplume, being a dual typed. Vileplume also learns those moves.
Fair.
I'm just saying.
Well, they can't give it a third type.
Masquerain, Water Bug. Just give it Levitate to make up for taking away its flying type. 7.
Oh, I'm in the wrong email.
Dark Psychic. Absol never made sense as a pure dark type to me. It has a yin-yang theme design and would go very well with having 2 opposite types. Also, having the ability to foretell and of the coming natural disasters, and it learns Future Sight as a level up move. But at a bare minimum, they could have at least made its mega dark fairy to make it more interesting, but no.
Interesting.
Okay.
Number 8, Acelgor, Bug Poison. The Pokedex states that it spits poison, and poison would fit the ninja theme.
Fair enough.
Serena, Grass Fighting. It's all about kicking, learning several fighting moves, and it views Quaquaval, another fighting type, as its rival.
Oh, I didn't notice that.
10. Poltegeist, Ghost Water. It's literally made of tea, aka water, and can both pour itself to be drank. How is it not a water type? And how does it not even learn Scald is beyond me.
That's fair. Does
one
of them learn Scald?
No, I don't think so. Finally, one last honorable mention is Ghost Rock. We've still have not gotten a single Ghost Rock type yet.
Give me
Several
a Ghost
Pokemon
Rock.
species could fit this. And then proceeds to list a bunch of Ghost Rock type Pokemon.
That's true.
Or that could be Ghost.
Give me a Ghost Rock so I can finally face Halucha reliably.
So you have
Thank you.
Spiritomb, Sableye, Stakataka, Cofagrigus, Runerigus, Houndstone, Galarian, Corsola, and Corsola.
Houndstone has it in the name. Houndstone has it in the name, though.
Yeah.
But any more of these would be perfect, but still nope. Anyways, thank you for reading this. Later for alligator, just bean.
FYI, Sinistra and Poltergeist learn Scald.
They do, yeah. So does Ryko for some reason.
Yeah.
Before we continue on to Seth's email, I did forget this part, but the YouTube comment of the week this week is from Seven Silent Sins. This is in response to the short where we talk about rivals not having a good idea. Haven't had a good idea. Hop went through an entire crisis. Gladian connected to Team Skull and Lusamine stole Type Null. Nemona was already a champion and is having some fun. And Kieran has there's more to read and I didn't copy it all. Kieran has one of the best stories in the Pokemon game. The bright new idea with Silver was just that he was the kid of Giovanni, which Gladian arguably did better with Lusamine.
That's fair.
I believe
agree
you.
with that.
I agree with you.
And stealing Type Null into Silvally was also a cool thing. I like that.
Thank
a lot
you for
him.
the engagement. We appreciate you. Please
good
do
point,
again.
though. Good point.
Yeah, good points all around. All right, we have one last email. It is going to come to us from Reptile, and you've got this one, Seth.
I sure do. They say, "Hi, Ryan. Ryan Tile here." Ha ha ha. It's no secret.
You guys
that
understand that joke, right? You guys understand the joke? Because I mentioned on a couple episodes ago that I have friends that aren't named Ryan, and then Lydian and Whimsicott leaned into the fact that their names were also Ryan.
I thought their names were not Ryan.
And so, they're just like, no, all of your friends are named Ryan.
All of them, every single one, actually.
Every single one. Continue though.
Anyway.
I digress.
You're good. It's no secret that back in pre-Gen 7 days of Pokemon, the mainline Pokemon games were an incredibly formulaic series. I'm very happy for a lot of the changes and shifts the series has been since then, and I'm excited for more to come. Most of my thoughts, however, were pretty well discussed in the episode already. Dual releases should have been done away with a long time ago, and frankly, I couldn't disagree more that different versions encourage trading and community engagement. It may have done so in the 2000s, but in the modern day, if I want to trade for version exclusives and none of my existing friends have the other version, I look up trade codes online or make a post in the Pokemon trading subreddit and never talk to that person ever again. IVs are annoying, much less so with bottle caps, but before then, it created a system where some Pokemon were strictly better than others. And I feel like Natures and EVs already do a pretty good job of making individual Pokemon unique. Other traditions have already been done away with, for the better, in my opinion. Yeah, I mean, I kind of agree with that. They've done a lot. Like, the bottle caps basically neutralizes that. I just wish they were easier to get.
I think it neutralizes it, and then I made the argument, and it's a very niche argument, albeit, but it does matter for something like, it matters for Zero IV still, right? For Trick Room teams. And then also, back in the day, a Stack Attacker.
Oh, yeah.
You needed to go ahead and do something like that as well. So just
I would be totally down with all stats just increasing by 31 and getting rid of the IV system entirely. That's just me though.
I would be okay if they let us more directly change it, kind of like EVs, where it would give us like a feather, so you can change it to whatever you want. I think that would make more sense to me. Yeah. Or even like maybe something closer to like the grit system in Legend of Arceus.
Okay. Yeah.
Exactly.
But you still have EVs on top of that.
Yeah. They continue on. Other traditions have already been done away with, for the better, in my opinion. Safari zones kind of suck, honestly. Having an area with unique rare Pokemon is interesting, but not allowing me to use any of my Pokemon to try and capture them makes for what feels like an RNG slog, even after you find that 1% Tauros.
I disagree. I like that. I think there's challenge in that, and that's part of the Pokemon game, is catching things.
It is kind of just feels like a weird place in the Pokemon game.
I like the Gen 4 Safari Zone in Heart Gold Soul Silver. I think that's the best one.
Where you can like edit it?
Yeah, I think it's the best one.
That was cool.
Yeah.
They continue on. HMs being a thing of the past brings me more joy than I can reasonably quantify, and it was one of my only reasons to play BDSP over Platinum, assuming you have access to both. Yar, har, ho, and all that. One tradition I hope they'll move away from is moving forward is the Evil Team. They've solidly moved on from the destroy the world style of Evil Team, and I don't mind that, but frankly, I don't think we need to shoehorn ourselves into one specific style of antagonist for the story. The poster children for this problem is Team Yell. you could remove them from the game entirely and it would have no effect on the game in the slightest.
Can we stop just making team something in general, especially if we don't need it to matter? Like, I don't need that in my life, but I digress.
Even with Team Skull, I adore Guzma and the charm of Team Skull is reason enough for it to exist, but I'd like to see more antagonists without needing a team to squeeze them into, like Gladion or Bede or even Kolrez to a certain extent. As for the Pokey opinion, Arbok should have made it into the Poison Dark type back in Gen 2.
Again, wow. Okay.
That would have made it at least interesting among the vast ocean of other boring poison types. Thanks as always for the interesting conversation and discussions around my special interest, and it's a joy to interact with the community. Wishing y'all a happy Pride Month, Reptile.
Awesome.
Woohoo!
Well, thank you for that, Reptile. We're going to go ahead and I guess end the show. Green Taurus badge. Who deserves the Green Taurus badge, chat? You guys remember and come up with that decision. Chat decides, because it's a live episode today, episode 700. Though today has been a lot of fun. So thank you to everybody who has been here watching us live on Twitch and YouTube. We are at Twitch at twitch.tv/thepuclpodcast, typically on Wednesdays. I'm online. I'm live. Clod comes on live as well sometimes. And it's been a while, but sometimes you're there. And then, of course, we have YouTube at youtube.com/puclpodcast. If you're not watching, drop us a sub over there. We really appreciate all the help we can get. If you'd like to keep up with us throughout the week while we're waiting for them to let us know, we're going to go ahead and you can go ahead and check us out at pucldiscord.com and hang out. And they said the second guy. I'm seeing the second guy for the email. That would have been Just Ben. Green Taurus badge. There you go. And we are going to go ahead and keep it going. I really appreciate, once again, all of you guys coming out for watching us over on the live stream. But check us out on socials, Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, and Blue Sky. You can, of course, also catch us on these channels that I already mentioned. Help support the show over at Patreon, at patreon.com/puclpodcast. This week at the $10 tier, bonus episode is coming your way. And then additionally, I guess you can go to trollandtoad.com and use code PucklePod5 at checkout for a discount. With that, though, guys, I have been Trainer Thatch.
I have been Seth Vilo.
I've been Clod9.
And here in the Lavender Town Radio Tower, it's closing time.